Maybe you're taking back-to-back meetings and you're forgetting to drink some good old water. You gotta get and stay hydrated, and you can stay hydrated with Liquid IV. Use it in the morning, use it when you're feeling a little tired in the afternoon, or after a long night. With one stick, you can hydrate 2 times faster than water alone. I love Liquid IV, y'all. It has really saved me on those busy days where I just forget to drink water. It has me feeling back to normal in no time. Plus, with the Tangerine Immune Support, I can make sure that I'm avoiding getting sick, especially with all this travel during the summer. It's all Liquid IV too. Again, y'all, you get hydrated 2 times faster than water alone, and you get 5 essential vitamins in each stick. Real people, real flavor, real hydrating. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code BOMBCAST at checkout. That's 20% off anything when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code BOMBCAST at liquidiv.com. That's bad, bro. Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, June 6th, 2023. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 792, powered by NZXT. Wow, that echo was so powerful because of all the power that is provided. I am your host this week, Jan Ochoa. As always, joining me, co-captain of the ship, also not packed, also hasn't signed up for pre-check just yet, Jeff Grubb.
Aww. Yeah, I started the process, and then it's like coming to this office, and I'm like, well, let me check with my, can I do it tomorrow morning? And I'm like, oh no, my flight is at 6:30 a.m. I ain't doing nothing. I got to get packed right now, because the next time I like nod off, I'm going to wake up and it's going to be time for me to get on my plane. So we're going to LA, baby, though. We're going to be California boys once again.
Hey, let me tell you, as a California boy, pretty much all around the clock, it's not bad. It's not bad. I also don't know what the weather's like in LA, so I don't know whether or not to pack hot.
I checked it last night. I'm like, hey Google, what's the weather in LA this week? And it's like, yo, it's gonna be like maybe a high of like 68.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I'm like, what? All right. So, and it's like at night it's gonna get down into the 50s. I'm like, I'm gonna bring my giant bomb hoodie. I'm good. Let's go.
You know what? I'm just gonna bring my Paddington fit, and my Paddington fit is basically just a red beanie and a bright blue jacket.
Yeah.
Our own Paddington Bear, our marmalade enthusiast himself, Jeff Bakalar.
Listen.
Yes.
Hearing that weather forecast, it's like, can we pile any more shit on my FOMO salad?
Yeah. Is it gonna be like really hot where you're headed? Because I know the East Coast was having a bit of a heat wave last week. I don't know if it still continued.
I don't know. I'll actually look it up. I'm curious now. And now that I've heard that out loud, I'm nervous.
Probably should check. Yeah.
See, you shouldn't have made that bold declaration to never go to Los Angeles again after that one E3. You tried sneaking in after that the Game Awards, and you were like, nah, still not for me.
Yeah, we don't want you here anymore. We heard the shit you said.
That did count. Yeah, I have to say the FOMO's hit me real hard. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be out at Summer Games Fest, and I'm really upset just because I want to hang out with all the friends and all the people. I want to be there. You want to
be where the people are.
I mean, honestly, that's like
what
I set it up so it's like basically just a cool hangout. Like that's what the night show's going to be. And I'm like, Becklar would really like this. Too bad he can't come. Oh well, let's get more cool people. That's kind of what I said to myself about 50
loves
times.
Chilling.
He does.
Yeah,
he's like the
kind of
most
the only thing I'm good at. I'm really upset. I do have a family commitment that it's just a non breaker. It's just something I have to be at. I want to be at.
Fuck them kids.
Also, what's that?
I said, fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck the. Well, that's not the theme this weekend. But listen, I want to be there. I wish I could be there. I'm going to watch when I can watch. I might be watching at a real inappropriate location.
Yeah.
I might be watching. I might be getting dirty looks from my wife because I'm pulling out my phone trying to watch some of the couch stuff. I'm really upset I'm not going to be there, guys. It's chewing away at me. In the beginning, I was like, all right, whatever. But, what did you say?
Basically, Lexi in chat says he's going to be at a pinball seminar.
Well, yeah, what? That's not important?
Yeah, don't blow up Bacalar's spot here. Come on.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we don't want to dox him.
I know, and I just want to say, like, you guys have done such an unbelievable job planning and, just really owning this thing in such a big way, and it's so awesome to see, and I'm so happy that everyone's like really just killing it out of the gate, and I really hope, and I really wish I could have been there to bask in it with everyone, to really just like be there with my friends and coworkers there,
As someone that has done a couple of E3s now and run like the production, let me just say, it is like, wow, we might be too organized this year. We've had like 2 or 3 meetings like in the last like week and a half or so, and it's like, all right, what else do we have to figure out? I'm like, we think we got everything figured out. I think we're good. Yeah. So like, we're not at the shout out section yet, but shouts out to Grub. Shouts out to Grub for nailing down all the guests, nights 1 through 3. It's going to be a good time, y'all. Also, shouts out to the homegirls, Emma and Bailey. They're going to be joining us.
Definitely.
Through some of the talkovers. They're going to be helping us with coverage. They're going to be hanging and clanging with us. I got an announcement.
Yeah, let's lay it down.
This is going to play very poorly for the audio listeners, but Jeff Bacalar, am I correct that there might be a new shirt in the store?
Hold on, I'm just checking my IFB, and okay.
I checked it out last night.
Grub, check your IFB. Check your IFB.
Oh, I'm going to check my FB real quick.
True. There is a new shirt in the Giant Bomb store, store.giantbomb.com. Jan, tell us all about it.
Well, welcome to Giant Bomb. Where have you been? It's now, if you're watching the podcast, we flashed up a picture of this gorgeous shirt. If you buy it, which I hope
only
you do.
The finest fonts.
Only the finest fonts. There's a little tiny bead.
The period is a bean.
The period is a bead. No, AI did not make this. I made this.
Oh man!
Everyone agreed. All right, I didn't hold anyone.
Signed off on Comic Sans.
Yeah, it's fine. I can't wait. I need the shirt.
Audio listeners, it says "Welcome to Giant Bomb. Where have you been?" Bean, and then there's a little bean there, and then it's got the Giant Bomb face logo.
Yeah. And just so we're crystal clear, the period is a bean.
Yes, it's a little bean.
It's a little tiny bean.
Is it misaligned? I don't know.
No, it's not misaligned.
Yeah, the kerning is just perfect on this shirt. It's got some. It's going to win kerning of the year, I think.
Yes. It's going to win kerning of the year. And hey, here's the thing. We could add it to the shirt description, but you get 500 podcast points if you buy this shirt.
Wow, we should start putting that on some of these shirts. Yeah, the font is also it is Comic Sans once again for audio listeners. Yes.
Yeah.
We're destigmatizing Comic Sans. We're taking it back. Taking it back from who? Lord knows. I don't know. Yeah, Summer Game Fest is this week, right, gents? That's what's happening. I gotta check it on the flight later. I'm excited. So this will probably be a shorter Bombcast, all things considered. I still have to pack because I haven't packed at all.
Yep.
And gotta take care of some other stuff. But how's it going, boys?
Mike Bonatti's already there. He already went. I think he was going to go to Disney early or something.
Oh, that.
Oh, yeah, he's doing his quota for June.
He's also going to be going tomorrow. I don't know. He's sick. But yeah, he already left. He's already there, and so I'm like, okay, that really is making me realize, boy, got to start making moves to actually get my brain into gear. Like, I'm going to be leaving. I got to go. I got to take care of stuff and go to the store and get a few things and make sure I have deodorant.
I can't believe you thought that you could do TSA in 24 hours. Like, what was that?
I looked it up, and it was like, it takes. Here's what I thought. I could do it. I knew it wouldn't be ready for tomorrow, for that flight tomorrow. But I was like, can I take care of all this stuff in time for me to do it on the way back? That's exactly what I thought. And
actually, You're right, because when I did it, they said give it like 3 weeks, and they got it back to me in like 5 days.
Yeah,
Oh.
they say it usually takes about 3 to 5 days. Sometimes it can take up to 60 days. But I'm like, I'm probably not going to be that case. So I should just go for it. I should have an optimistic outlook for it, because then that's the best chance that I'll actually have it for the flight home. And really, I don't need it for Cleveland Airport. Cleveland Airport's easy. LAX though, god damn, get me through pre-check-in LAX.
Please.
I would go the least amount of time in LAX possible. I'm not some of those people who's like, airports, but like LAX does like rub up against that borderline of actually making me a little bit frustrated. So
yeah. I didn't realize how good I have it at SFO. Like, SFO is a nice ass airport in comparison to some other airports. I'm like, oh wow,
Must be
I
nice.
like SFO a lot. Yes,
it's great. It's clean. It's big. There was a
Good for
therapy
you.
dog last time I was there. It's great.
I basically spent the night there once. It was fine.
Mm.
It was good.
Backlar, other than the FOMO, what else you got going on? You good? You good? Things are good?
I mean, no, FOMO. When I get a good scorching
FOMO?
case of FOMO, it stays with me. It's the last thing I think about before I go to bed, and the first thing I think about when I wake up in the morning. And well, that and hockey. But after that, that's all that dominates my mind. I'm very excited because I do think, like, you know, again, selfishly, that I'm not going to be there. Like, I do look at this thing, and I'm reminded of like the last big-ish E3, which I guess was like 18, maybe.
2019 was okay-ish.
Right?
2019 was pretty big.
Wait, 19 I didn't go to either.
You didn't go to 19.
I didn't go to 19 because I remember what happened. I was just
Never again.
I was like, what happened?
18, you were like, never again.
No, it was 18 was the Sony thing?
I'm pretty sure.
No, they've been out for years, a couple of years. But when did Spider-Man 1 come out? Because it was before that.
Huh.
So that was probably 2016, 2017. No, it's got to be like 2017. Yeah, like something around there.
So if you're wondering, like, and you know, we've talked about this many times.
It was okay. Okay, so Spider-Man came out 2018, so it would have been the 2017 show. That's right.
Okay, so 2017 made me say never again.
Yes.
2018, I came back. Oh no, I said I was never going to a Sony press conference ever again.
Yeah.
Oh. And then
They also
Sony just left.
They didn't have them. Yeah, they just left. So
exactly.
You
they
were
left
from that.
because of my negative response to the press
they're
conference.
saying 18 was the Sony tint show. Okay, Jesus. Really? So that was that, and then
What?
that doesn't.
What?
So Spider-Man came out in 2018. I guess that makes sense now that I say it out loud. Okay.
All right. Well, then I stand by the original lie. You know, I'm here to support that. Yeah. So like, regardless, I think this year, obviously, it's not going to be as big as an E3, but I think like it will for a lot of people be the first time that everyone is in a very close proximity geographically, and you know, really kind of like getting to mingle in a way that maybe we did a little bit at the Game Awards late last year, but that was a 24 hours. It was a fleeting dream. It was just a memory, you know, barely a wish. So again, I'd like to be there for that, and that's where it's coming from. That's what's dominating my life, Jan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bacalar.
Okay.
Also, since you know you're the boss here, when you're not around at an event, the bossing duties get split between us three hooligans. So
yeah, it's the triumvirate.
As long as
is what
it's
we
just
call
not
ourselves.
Dan. Like, I don't care. I
Yeah.
don't care what happens.
I
as long
did
as it's
put
not
Dan in charge. I did put Dan in charge of a special task last night because I found out that someone recently had a birthday. One of the people that's going to be on the couch, and everyone will have to watch to find out exactly how we're going to plan that. But I'm like, Dan, could you get a cake? And he's like, I've never bought a cake before. And he figured it out, and he came up with some fun ideas for it. But it was like, okay, it was fun to watch that man come up with an idea and execute on it and actually get it across the finish line there. But it was definitely something he wanted to do. If it's something he didn't want to do, I would be like, I'm not even going to ask Dan to do this. So.
That's the exact correct
boy.
mentality.
Yeah.
You have. Your instincts are freaking razor sharp.
Yes, exactly. I can't wait to see that cake though. It's going to be very fun. So that's going to be the first night on Friday. So you guys want to see what's going to go down with the cake.
We're gonna Steve Aoki this. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, folks. I mean, we'll have the Giant Bomb at Night streams Friday through Sunday. We'll have a couple talkover streams. We are planning to do maybe a couple of travelogue stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We're gonna go hands on with a bunch of stuff, but we'll probably talk about that stuff mostly on the night shows, and then if there's anything else to do with that it might end up on the site. But a lot of that stuff's going to be like, well, when we can get to it.
Yes. And also for folks wondering, the night shows will be broken up and the audio will be ripped out, and we will be placing those night shows onto this very feed if you're an audio listener. But enough about stuff happening later in the week. Let's talk about stuff happening right now with video games. I'm playing the music, but the button doesn't go anywhere. These are the games Jen and Jeff are playing now. These are the songs we're playing, the games we're playing now. Street Fighter 6. I have not had as much time to devote into learning the proper sciences of Street Fighter, but I have learned that I am still very much trash at fighting games. But the enjoyment I'm getting out of this, though, I feel like I'm learning with each loss, and I feel like stuff is finally starting to click. Jeff, have either of you been fighting in the streets?
I have been fighting in the streets. I gave myself permission last night to play about an hour, and I started like I do the training with some of the characters. Like the game has some pretty good tutorials. Like basically what it does is it tells you, oh, here are the characters' special moves and also their bread and butter moves, and here's when to use them. And it's a lot. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna go back and do that for a couple of the characters over and over again a couple times, just to like really see if that stuff stays home. Because then I did take it into playing against the CPU at a like I was trying to go and increase the higher level, so I'd start at 6. And if I could beat it, I'd go to 7 and then 8. And it's like, well, 8 was kind of beating me up pretty bad because I am also pretty trash at this game. I am trying to decide, like, do I want to treat this game like something I want to actually get good at and be competitive at? Because that could be a long road that goes nowhere for me. Because, yeah, maybe I could get good. Am I going to be good enough to play against the people I want to play against? Like, namely... like Mike is playing a ton right now. He just got gold rank. Like he's been playing a ton and I haven't played any, and he's got a history playing some fighting games, and I just really have none since Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo. So it's like I could try. I want to try, but it also just seems like it might not even be something that could happen. So where else can I find the fun in here? Well, turns out actually just playing Street Fighter 6 itself is very good. It is a lot of fun. The characters just feel so big and beefy and juicy and powerful, like every single one of their attacks. And when you start realizing that there's more than meets the eye when it comes to like how these attacks can either string together or how each of the attacks have variations if you want to go into like overdrive with them, and how to actually pull those off, and how to do the drive parry, I think it's called, and when to do it, and how good that feels. For me right now, just playing against the CPU, and I will take it online eventually because I hear the online is very good, but playing against the CPU, just trying to figure stuff out, it's been a fun puzzle of like, okay, where can I, which one of these characters is fun to play as, and how can I figure out when to deploy all their moves, and it's a slow process right now, but I'm getting there, and either way, I'm having fun the entire time.
Yeah, I think the fun factor is definitely amped up compared to previous Street Fighter titles, for me at least, where at least with fighting games, and this happens for me personally with a lot of competitive games, but I get like the little social anxiety of either I'm going to lose terribly or I'm going to waste this person's time somehow. That kicks in, but it hasn't really kicked in with Street Fighter 6 for some reason, and maybe whoever I'm getting matched up against is also a scrub. But like the tutorial has really, really helped me figure out contextualization for a lot of the moves. Like, throw Hadouken as many times as you can. I've been able to do that motion. I just specifically haven't really known when to do that motion. Also, just learning that it's not good to always jump into a person is very, very telling. And I think I've decided to not play with Ryu or Ken, who I'm more familiar with, but go against the grain and go with someone uncomfortable for me. Go with Menon, and I think I'm liking it.
Yeah, Menon's got a hell of a move set, and when she's the ballerina, right? That's her like final ballerina death move is so insultingly damaging. It's like the way she just like throws you at the screen while like bending in this pirouette. It's something else.
It's baller time. It's baller time.
Absolutely.
Bacalar, have you tried out or checked out Street Fighter 6 at all?
Yeah, I've actually played it a decent amount of it. So I know this game's very good. Like when you like go someplace and you're impressed with the craftsmanship. You're like, God
Yeah.
damn, look how they.
And then they
Look at
start
that
Cheesecake
playing
Factory, exactly.
Africa all the time.
Yeah, like look at the threading on this. Is this leather? Is this a faux leather? You could have fooled me. This is.
Oh, so this is a Turkish stitching?
You're like,
Okay,
oh,
wow.
look at the attention to detail on the crown mold. Like, look at all this stuff. That's what I see, right? And I would imagine it's similar to like someone who jumps into Call of Duty and is just like, I'm getting fucked up and I know there's no way I'm ever going to get good at this game.
Oh,
That's
okay.
probably what they feel, similar to what I'm feeling going into Street Fighter 6. I'm better at Mortal Kombat. I like Street Fighter 6 speaks a language that I still like don't understand. And the fun that I'm finding in it though is that this game is like okay for kids to play.
Yeah.
Like I think, right? And
Yeah.
for me, where like Mortal Kombat is not going to be something I can play with my kid until he's like 15, or whatever. Like we could jump right into Street Fighter and he loves Chun-Li and that's awesome. And like the paint stuff is very like, again, I'm looking at this game from the least technical position, right? Like
Sure.
I'm just having fun where I'm like, look, each character has special moves you can counter. And there's like, you build up these things and you can like spend all these things at once to counter. And like, kind of doesn't understand any of that, but he's like, hey, can we play the fighting game? And I'm like, you know what, we can because it's kind of goofy and he thinks Blanca is a big freak and that's it. Like I'm getting exactly what I wanted to get out of this, an incredibly stylized high production value fighting game that is like somehow okay and not offensive to like play with someone who's 8. I love it. I think it's really good. Am I gonna like get better at it? Probably not. I do want to get a fighting stick. Like playing on a controller has sort of made me think like, oh, I see. Are you
guys using modern controls or are you guys using classic controls?
I was a stickler and I was trying classic controls for a while, but I decided to try modern.
Yeah, especially if you're playing on a controller, I think modern's the way to go.
Yeah, modern's definitely the way to go on a controller.
Yeah, I'm playing on stick, so I'm like, if I'm playing on stick, I should just use classic controls. And I've been fine with that. I just like, I know there's a time where I'm like, I'll probably play a little bit on my Steam Deck. And it's like, oh, this doesn't translate well to there. Maybe I should have just been learning modern controls this entire time. And they call them modern controls for a reason because they probably want more people to adopt this stuff. And I hear people say that it's just fine. Like it's a completely viable way to play the game. I just, I feel like I had to commit.
So like, here's my question from someone on the outside looking into like the preciousness of modern versus classic kind of stuff, right? Like, so presumably modern people you like modern like online ranked stuff, right? Can like a modern play a classic and that's okay?
I don't know. I was gonna say I think so, but I don't know. That's a good
question, right? Like
yes, absolutely. I think so. Yes, people are saying yes. That there is the dynamic you can only use in local play, right? That's the one that's only local. Yeah. And then modern, I think you can use wherever, and like they default you to modern. They want people they default you to modern in every sort of mode, and you have to change it in every single mode. So it's like they kind of want to funnel you in that way. But yes, dynamic is local only. So, and dynamic is basically the hit A, B, X, and no matter what, you're going to be doing something that is going to be looking cool at the very least. It's just the button mashing mode.
Yeah. So, I think like I just find that to be kind of fascinating with, the evolution of accessibility with this thing. And it's real good. It's real good. Again, I'm like the person who like goes to the really fancy restaurant and is like, I'll take your finest chicken parm, no, like you should have something really special to that place. That's sort of how I am with Street Fighter. Like, could really take advantage of this, but I'm too much of a novice to really be able to appreciate it.
Yeah, one of the for Summer Game Fest, I want to have like Street Fighter 6 set up so people could just like play that in the green room.
They probably have arcade sticks at the LA Fandom office. I'm assuming
they probably do. They probably do. Yeah, that would be fun. Okay,
yeah. So let's do that.
I think that'll be a big hit. I think that'll be a very fun way for people to spend some time when they're not on the couch. So
let's have cash games going.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and Sean, who is a big fighting game fan, says there's don't be afraid to mess around. You can there's no wrong way to have a good time with this game.
Yes.
They offer you a lot of different ways to have fun. Have you guys been spending any time in what I am now just calling the Yakuza mode, the World Tour?
Not too much. I've just been trying to get better at specific characters.
Same here.
But that mode just fascinates me, that you can just get into a fight with virtually any and everybody.
And I think to Sean's point, I think it's a way to actually learn the ins and outs of Street Fighter as well as anything else that they put in here. I mean, maybe not as well as like the training modes that they built, but you have a character and you're going to these different masters, which are the familiar Street Fighter roster, and you built your character. And as you go to these masters, you're getting some of their moves and you're taking pieces from like Chun-Li and E Honda, and you're putting them all together into one character. And it's like a good way of learning where these moves work well and where they don't, because you have to take ownership over building the characters. So it's like, oh, do I want something that's going to be good from range here and things like that. So it's I think it's a good way to start thinking about Street Fighter in a deeper way that you can then carry over into the competitive play if that's the way you want to go. So I fully intend to go back and actually play World Tour. It's just I wanted to do a condensed version of learning the character, like you were saying, Jan, because I'm still playing Tears of the Kingdom nonstop. It's taking up so much time. It's but I got the urge to play some Street Fighter, so I'm gonna go hop in there, and I don't want to have the slow build up that World Tour was giving me, at least not yet.
Yeah, I really wish that this Street Fighter 6 did not come out right now.
Yeah, right.
Another
Same
game.
with Diablo.
Yeah, well, there we go. Another
Exactly.
game I wish did not come out just now, and I had some time for later, is Diablo 4. Boys, we played this on UPF last week, and I had a hell of a time.
I had a good time too. That was a lot of fun.
I have then figured out it is fairly easy to get this up and running on a Steam Deck, and it is dangerous. It is dangerous.
I will do that tonight, and I wonder, do you have to be online to play it? You probably have to be online to play it, right?
I guess I was online the whole time, so I didn't notice.
I'll buy the internet if I have to. Usually I can get it for free with the T-Mobile thing on United. So I'll play it on the plane tomorrow morning. But yeah, hearing that you got it set up so easily on the Steam Deck is encouraging. I was planning to do that, but I'm like, okay, yeah, and I think that's a really good fit for that game. I think that as much as Diablo as a classic franchise is that's just a hella PC game. That's a hella ass PC game. Turns out it's a really good console game and a good controller game, and really always has been, and they've just really perfected that. So even with Diablo 4, when I was deciding how I was going to play with us on the stream, I'm just going to use controller. It works great on controller, and I had a really good time doing that. And I'm like, oh, and this is going to fit well with Steam Deck. I really appreciate the cross progression as well, just being able to take it from Xbox or wherever else over to PC and keeping all that progression in there. It's really solid. It's a really solid Diablo, and it's something about it is they really figured the stuff out. So it's actually it actually is better than a lot of other action RPGs. I don't know what it is. Do you guys have any ideas?
I don't know, because I kind of had a sour taste in my mouth because of Diablo Immortal, or it was Diablo Immortal?
Diablo Immortal was the cell phone, the smartphone game.
I had a sour taste in my mouth from that experience, that I was kind of dreading Diablo 4, but and it's been a hot minute since I've played Diablo 3 even, that everything kind of just fit into place and just clicked, and my mind went into just went automatic and just started clicking away and smashing fools and equipping stuff. And it takes a while to get into the whole workflow. It feels weird to say workflow of all right, this stuff is trash, I'm just gonna scrap it. I'm not gonna sell anything, I'm gonna scrap everything. Also, learning how your character works, I do appreciate that it is free rerolls until level 8, or I guess till you reach level 9,
and then after that it's relatively affordable too.
It's relatively affordable. It is not. Money has not been hard to come by so far in Diablo 4. I think my only problem with it is that, I get it. The game is all about the devil. It's in the name. But some areas a little too dark. That's it.
How are you guys feeling about that first area? It was it's gray and snowy, and that all that stuff actually is super. My favorite color is gray. I love snow, so I like that area a lot. But I've heard people I hope it changes up later on, and from what I understand is it does. Like visually, it's really varied. But I haven't seen that yet. I've just seen the ashy gray, snowy level.
Yeah. I'm still in that level biome, I guess. So I've yet to see warmer climates. But right now it feels a little dreary. But I mean, everything is dilapidated in Diablo.
But it should be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Horizon.
Well, I think that was Diablo 3 brought in more color and it was less desaturated. And there was a little bit of a backlash at the time, so it's like I think look when they were looking for an easy dub for Diablo 4, it's like we promise it's going to be dark like Diablo 2.
Yeah, it's hell, we swear.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. I think it's totally fine, and I think the fans that wanted that were probably right because it's a good look.
I watched some people play this on Twitch, and I'm just like, oh, you can play this a lot faster and better.
Oh yeah.
All these clicky freaks who are just doing the thing fast, and like it's fun because like it's super smart, right? You see what buttons are being pressed based on like the highlights on screen, and you're like, wow, this person is doing incredible amounts of
actions per minute.
Sure. Yep. And that stuff's amazing to me. I guess that's what Diablo like at its core is supposed to be or can be.
Mm-hmm.
And we just, I think someone like me who has not really been a Diablo person at all kind of like tries to brute force it into a more of like an action game.
Really? You were never a Diablo person.
No, I know. And I love Satan. So you would think that would be right up my alley.
I do think that. Yeah.
My hell alley. Alleys in hell.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It never like got to me. It never like crossed my desk in a meaningful way, which, I have regret about. I have a lot of regret, but I really enjoy it. I hope I can continue to like make satisfying progress in what I'm doing from a single player point of view. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm interested in doing more the co-op stuff. Not that I didn't have fun. Like, I'll do it with you guys.
Oh, okay. All right.
No. This is not me saying like we're breaking up. I'm just saying there's something about this game that I want to experience by myself and not chase like Dan to like a realm or something. I just want to
I think you summed it up during UPF where everything feels less serious when we're playing it together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a lot of these story beats are just not hitting. And I think you're right. It is not just because we're playing it on stream. I think like, because we're just goofing off and just chatting with each other.
It's because it's like, the Satan and his girlfriend are over there talking about how evil their plans are. And then you look to your right and there's 3 clowns doing jerk off motions to each other, not even listening. Like, that's like, that's going to be a little distracting. Yeah.
Darth Caddy is right. I just want some alone time with Lilith,
Lilith.
And see,
I'm watching the doc change in real time. 3 clowns doing jerk off motions. It's a title suggestion there for you, Jan. There you go.
Oh, great. What class have you guys been playing?
Necro.
Yeah, we're both Necro boys.
That's our tag team, actually.
It's fun, like building up your army of the undead, and I'm like, I bet I'll get like one more skeleton in a couple hours, and it was like a half an hour later, and here's double the skeletons for your army. I'm like, all right, let's go. This rules.
Someone told me over the weekend that I was being a punk bitch for having Necro. And
what? I am a punk bitch, absolutely.
But like, this was a person I've only known for a couple weeks, and they were like, oh, I bet you're playing Diablo. I'm like, yeah, I'm a Necro. They're like, oh, so you're a punk bitch. I'm like, oh.
It's funny because like the game when we played it was technically not even out, but like because of the betas, people had decided that Necro is like the OP easy class. So
well, I wear that badge proudly.
Same here. Let's fucking go.
Thank you for that. I think we talked about the opening cinematic on UPF, but like, oh my god, guys, that opening cinematic is like the most upsetting / awesome thing I've seen in a really, really long time.
I had that moment where I was like, is this real?
Yeah. Oh my god. What is happening? How'd they do that? How'd they do that? Imagine how come there's not like home movies like that?
Should I watch it? Should I? Because I skipped it.
Oh, Jeff Grubb, you should, man.
It's really long, though. It's really long.
Blizzard,
It's probably only like 6-7 minutes.
Blizzard
right?
cinematics are always off the charts, says Splodge, and that's exactly what I was. They are always amazing, and for some reason, I'm always like, I'm good. I'll go play the game now. I'll check it out.
Am I crazy? Okay.
Watch it on the plane. That's a good idea. Is that a good idea?
In the back
During
of a taxi. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I crazy? Like, where's the gap between like how come we don't have movies that look exactly like that?
Budget?
We did. It was called Final Fantasy Spirits Within, starring Alec Baldwin.
That's right. We did
nearly,
have that.
Nearly destroyed Squaresoft at the time because it was such a flop. And they put so much money into it.
I mean,
the
I realized you would
in that
need to
movie.
render it. It would take 7 years to render it out, but like,
I found my ticket stub for that movie the other day. I don't know
Wow.
where it is now, but the other day I found my ticket stub for that movie from when that was late 90s. Yeah, weird.
I don't know. I like, for as good as it does look, I don't know if I'd watch a full feature. I'd be.
you don't think so?
I'd be impressed for like 10, 15 minutes, as long as that cinematic was. But I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I mean, no one looks goofy.
Yeah, I think
That
you're
Lion
right.
King movie is completely CG animated, right? Like it's like photorealistic
saw it.
CG animation.
I believe so, because Favreau took that technology and he has a dinosaur show out
Ooh, a
right
dinosaur?
now. A dinosaur.
Dinosaurs. Dinosaur
Your favorite dinosaur,
DNA.
guys?
Come down to the dinosaur, everybody.
Is it a velociraptor?
And that's where you get dinosaur eggs from. Yeah, I think if it's like people can't tell that it's completely CG, they won't care. But I think there's still a stigma against animated films like that. I think.
Well, you know what they say. People are
They say
fucking
dino
stupid.
DNA. Oh,
Yeah,
that too.
exactly. That's what they say.
But yeah, I want to spend more time in this game. This is
Me
the
too.
perfect podcast game, because like
Yeah.
Street Fighter 6, I still have to like actually pay attention.
Oh
and
yeah.
think about situational awareness and get better. Diablo 4, I'm sure there's so much great writing and story put into this. Scintillating writing, perhaps it might be the
Titillating.
best. Enticing? No, that's not the word that Mike laughs at.
Entity is seeing. Yeah.
Enticing. But I have paid no attention to any of it, and I'm so sorry to the writers of this game. It's great. It's probably great. It's just like I just want to click on things. I like turning into a wolf and fighting other wolves, and now I can summon other wolves. It's great.
I liked your druid a lot. That was pretty cool.
It was fantastic. I felt a little bit of conflict fighting other wolves, but then I needed to prove that I am the alpha.
Sure.
Folks, it's time for the quick Tears of the Kingdom update. Where's everyone at? How's everyone doing? Does everyone have more than 5 hearts yet?
I have quite a
5.
few hearts. I don't have a second row started of hearts. And I'm like, I thought, because I have more than 10, I thought it would start with the 10th one, and I would have 20 hearts total, but it feels like it definitely feels like I have more than that, but it's still one row. I basically kind of like accidentally beat the 3rd temple, where I was like, I was not intending to do it, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go check and see, make sure I actually can still get in there, because what I did was, I beat the approach to the 3rd temple. Like all these temples have like these approaches that are difficult, and they're puzzles in themselves and sort of temples in themselves. And I had done that, but while doing that, I was like, man, every single enemy in this area is one-shotting me. This is nuts. I'm clearly not strong enough to be here. I should go do some more stuff. But I'm like, I think I unlocked a shrine up there that would take me right there. I hope I did. So I'm like, I'm gonna go check on that, make sure I could just get there, because otherwise it's a pain in the ass. I'll have to do all that stuff again. And I did. I checked, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll take the thing up there. And then when I got in there, I'm like, oh, I'm like looking at this. I fully understand what to do here already. I'm just going to knock this out of the way. And I kind of just beat it without really intending to do that. So I've done 3 of the 4 temples, at least as far as I understand it. There might be some hidden stuff that I have no idea about. But really what's happened this past week is I've made a lot of revelations about the way that the world is. Yes, the Book of Revelations. I've realized how the world's going to end, and I want to share that with all of you, my sweet friends that I care so deeply about. and these are spoilers about like the concept of how the world works, but I'm just going to go into it because I think we're in the right zone for that now. So if you want to skip,
I want to hear this?
I think it's. Do you know about the connection between the underground and the surface?
In what capacity?
In gameplay, gameplay capacity.
I also don't know if I want to hear this either.
It's not something that the game is going to explicitly tell you. You kind of have to like realize it yourself. So if you guys want to have that realization still.
No, okay. I think 2 against 1 here. We have to stomp the fire out a little bit.
We got to pat it out.
Look, I'm only precious about this because I've been such a freak over this game. Like, this is one of my favorite games I've ever played, I think.
I think this might be my favorite game of all time.
It's an incredible game.
And I'm like, I don't know if I told you guys this, but like, I'm streaming with Dylan. Like, we're playing it and we're streaming it, and we're just having fun times, goofing off and making fun of Farticles, our horse. We named our horse Farticles.
Of course you did.
Because he's a gentle boy.
You have a horse in this game? What?
Yeah.
I haven't used my horse in hours.
No.
Yeah, I've just been flying around.
And like Farticles gets jealous if we see another horse, and sometimes we try and like pet it, and we're like, "Oh, Farticles, this isn't what it looks like." I'm just saying, it's amazing.
The thing about it's not a story spoiler,
please,
and it's not. It is it's more helpful than anything else. I think you guys will actually appreciate it.
All right.
But okay, okay.
Bacalar, why don't you take your headphones off, and then I'll tell you.
Wait, you think it's worth taking headphones off for this?
Well, I don't know. You seem very hesitant to hear this.
And all right, okay, let's hear it. Maybe I'll forget.
Your throat goat's like, classic Grub. I don't care about spoilers, so you shouldn't either. You're guilty as charged.
It's not a spoiler.
He's peer pressuring the both of us.
I know, right? I feel like I'm bullied into a wall, and I've given you all my lunch money.
And I appreciate it. I'll use that lunch money more wisely than you would have. How much time have you guys spent in the depths?
A lot.
Not a lot.
Okay, so have you unlocked many of the light routes? And you've known there's like a lot of those.
What?
A lot of those light routes.
Oh, the little like bulby thing at the bottom.
Yes, the bubbly things that increase the light. Okay,
one.
Wait
a minute. Yeah, I know. Just one.
You got to get in the depths, baby. There's so much fun stuff happening in the depths. You got to go down there and explore.
I know, but I feel okay.
So every single one of those light routes, I'll just say it this way: it is associated with something up on the surface.
Which is logical now that you say it out loud.
Exactly, right.
I think I know what it is.
Every single one. And if you go up to the surface, there's going to be something up there, which is very helpful when you start realizing that some things are hidden in caves and you can't see from the sky. Now, it's not just that. Every single stable has something important underneath it in the depths. What? And every single sky view tower has something different underneath it. And if there's like some cool thing happening up on the surface, there's something happening in the depths that is either related to it or causing it. For example, if you find thermal or like those hot pools of water that give you health back on the surface, well, there's definitely going to be lava in the depths beneath that. That's actually causing that to be hot.
Okay, you have to stop talking. I feel like I've seen bits and pieces of that.
I will stop there because I've seen it, but isn't that just amazing that they thought about it that way?
This game, like I was trying to explain this to the guy who called me a punk bitch. And because he was like, "Oh, you should Diablo," and I'm like, "You got to play Zelda." And he's like, "I bounced off after that first Sky Island because I didn't understand why I was dying in the cold." And I'm just like,
"Because it's cold."
I'm like, "It's cold."
I gotta go.
And then Billy comes up and he's like, "Just eat a spicy pepper, you asshole!" Like, that's, why is that so hard to figure out?
He's not super cool. This guy sounds like a good friend, Bacalar.
No, I said I barely know him. I said I just met him.
Is this Mike Minotti?
Yeah. Why are you letting Mike Minotti in your house? This is what happens.
Again, it's not one of my COD friends either. No, but what I'm saying is like, that's why this game is. It is just somehow filtering like everyone's experiences, and we're all sort of like drifting, in a way towards this like center, story that's like so satisfying, right? And that's what's amazing about this game is like no matter where you latch on, this game is somehow going to like magically figure out the right way to give you the slightest little push and just sort of position you in the right place to experience all of these amazing revelations and all these like eye-opening kind of things. And I don't know, Breath of the Wild like did not do that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild is a very singular thing where if the promise of when you start that game and you get off the first the tutorial island and it's like, what's your mission? Defeat the Calamity Ganon. And if that like doesn't give you chills to the point, like for me, that's what works. Is like, oh, so you're just telling me my mission here is go and beat the final boss of the game, and everything else I do is optional. That gives everything else so much more meaning to me because I get to decide what I'm going to do as I approach the end, and that freedom was the magic for me. I think for a lot of people, it's like, yeah, that freedom's cool, but it's a bit of a trick. And for me, it wasn't a trick, but I think for a lot of people, it's like, it's like a magic trick. I'm over it pretty quickly. What else are you going to put in this world for me? And I'm like, well, I like the big open empty spaces that give me time to feel things and feel like I'm actually moving from one place to the other. Tears of the Kingdom is, what if we filled a very cool, already cool map with some of the best ideas in a video game ever.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over again. And then what if we replicated that map down underground and gave it a dark world that has this completely other different sort of loop to it? It really is very, very good. And I think you're right that it's like we are all like, because very rarely are people going to have the same exact experiences playing this game, but we all are still kind of moving towards a similar experience at the end. And it's like, oh, that's just really good modern game design. It's the kind of design that I expect that other developers are going to study for years to try to replicate, because it is what we want, really, for the most part. People are still going to want their Red Dead 2s. That's just like, tell me a story and let me be a part of that story, and that's all I want. And I think that's still going to keep happening. But for me, this is the far superior method of making games. Let's give you this open canvas and work together as player and creators of the game to tell something even more important.
Yeah. And on top of all that, it is a behemoth running on like a Cuisinart. You know, like it's
easy
like,
bake oven, please.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like it's barely, like pulling any watts. You know what I mean? And that's like what's amazing to me. That is the thing I really can't wrap my head around. What a technical achievement it is.
Real quick though, we can move on. This was supposed to be quick, and now I'm just like, I could talk about Tears of the King forever. No problem.
Yes.
The blindfolded speed run of Breath of the Wild. Yes.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Breath of the Wild at a summer games done quick. That just happened over the weekend. Was one of the most amazing things I have ever seen in my life.
How did you do that?
So here's what I realized. I think all of my favorite games are games that you could beat blindfolded because they have such robust design of sound effects and this is like, because my brain is like, I need extra information because I can only pay so much attention because my brain just doesn't latch onto stuff very well. So you need to give me multiple pathways of information. And visual, yes. Give me a menu with all my objectives, yes. Have characters repeat those objectives to me, please, yes. Have stuff in the world that's just sort of reinforcing all these ideas, and then have the sound effects be like reinforce all the gameplay. And it's like that worked with Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You can play that blindfolded because it's both a visual game and an audio game, and all that stuff works in unison. Turns out Breath of the Wild is that too. He was doing such amazing stuff in that run to actually beat the game. And he does it as a speed run, so he's not even doing it like, oh, let's go beat the Divine Beast so that it's easier to do the final boss. No, it's like a 7-8 phase final boss fight that took him about 5 times because he just messed up one thing, and he's blindfolded, and he has no recourse here, so he had to start it over. But boy, that last run, it was just so intense and nail-biting. Some of the most dramatic stuff I've ever seen. It is worth watching. It was really powerful stuff.
You sold me on that. Holy shit.
It's really worth watching. It really is.
Last thing before we go to the break here, I want to talk about with Tears of the Kingdom, and I hate that. Might as well have named Game of the Week Tears of the Kingdom again, even though this was supposed to be a quick update. My favorite thing is going on TikTok and seeing people's like creations and how they're traversing the world. And it just seems so... for me personally, I don't think I would ever get a horse because I feel like the different means of traversal that people have built are insane. Have you guys seen folks using the cooking pot Zonai device as a yoke for a wheel?
Yes.
What?
I didn't know they were using it as a yoke for a wheel. I've seen people use it as like a ball point. What is that called? Like when you have a ball point joint or something like that. So you can have a suspension system on like your car or whatever.
Yeah.
So you put the wheels in the pot, and then they can like hit rocks, and then they'll just kind of sort of snatch themselves over. And I'm like, oh, that's really clever. But people have been making like more articulated devices using the pots. I have not seen it as a yoke though.
Yeah, like the little flippy dippy Zonai device too. Like people will combine that together and like just make the most wibbly wobbliest all-terrain vehicle around. It's great. I just love the random crap. Very, very close to just building. I think I've seen an X-Wing in this game too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's amazing. I love this game.
And I know I'm going to be playing it for like 8 more months.
Do you think Dylan hasn't lost interest yet?
No. I mean, if anything, I think he's also like, I think I might have unlocked something here with the stream. Like the streaming thing has like, I feel like now he's not going to want to play it without
I missed
streaming.
it. I didn't see it. How did it go? Because so just like you streamed this game with you and Dylan playing, right? That's what happened.
Yeah. So I'm playing the game. It's still control wise, it's still a little difficult.
My kids like to move ink, as they call him.
Yeah.
Well, the little one calls him ink. They like moving around. They like trying stuff, but there is way too much happening for them to actually accomplish any of the major goals in the game. Way too complicated.
Like he grabs it every now and then because he's like, no, this is what I'm talking about. Like, but it's gone well. He just, I don't know. I think he's about making jokes. He's about like talking and making jokes right now. Like that's his thing.
That little
right
stinker calling me a bad YouTuber likes making jokes. All right.
He's practicing his tight 5.
Dan was in there last night and he said something to him that I thought was really good. I forget. Like it made me fucking laugh, like genuinely laugh. So
he's a funny kid.
Yeah, it's been really interesting to see, and it wasn't my idea. He's like, I want to do this. He's like, let's stream this game. I'm like, all right, well, we'll just do our voices over gameplay and let's check it out. And it's been fun.
Yep.
I'm having the hardest time figuring out which thing I'm going to pack to play games on, whether it's the Steam Deck or the Switch. I don't want to bring both.
You got the Analog Pocket yet?
No, of course not. I'm not going to get that for like 5 years because of
waiting.
It's pre-order business.
Good travel device. I like that.
Oh, that screen is so great.
At this moment, I'd be bringing the Switch.
That Miu Mini thing that I think you asked me about once, Jan, that screen on there is actually very good too. So if you didn't want to like shell out for an Analog Pocket and didn't want to have to wait and wanted something that's like relatively affordable, that Miu Mini is actually pretty. Like, I think that's a good option.
Okay. Well, boys, anything else you want to bring up before we head to break?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
All right. We'll see you after this quick break. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Y'all, it is so easy to get wrapped up in wanting to help out everyone, whether it's friends, family, or work. But when's the last time you worked on yourself? Therapy can give you the tools to make sure that you're working on you and also able to help support the other folks in your life. Y'all, it's 2023. Please feel no shame in seeking therapy. It's really helped me contextualize a lot, and it's helped me find the root of some of my problems. I've gotten to know me better, and in turn, I know how to handle some situations better. It's also great to get stuff off of your chest and not worry about encumbering any loved ones. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. The whole thing is all online, and it is designed to be convenient, flexible, and catered to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. And if that doesn't work out, you can switch at any time. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Bombcast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Bombcast. Yo, Rocket Money is like a financial paleontologist because it has unearthed subscriptions that your boy has completely forgotten about. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Rocket Money will quickly and easily find those subscriptions, and if you don't want them anymore, all you got to do is hit cancel, and Rocket Money will do the rest of the work for you. No need to go back and forth on emails or hit up any customer support on the phone anymore. Rocket Money will take care of it. Rocket Money also helps you manage your finances all in one place so you can track your budgets in real time and get alerted if anything looks fishy. Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/bomb. That's rocketmoney.com/bomb. rocketmoney.com/bomb. Let's rock it. God, I can't stop thinking of Tears of the Kingdom and all the dumb stuff I just want to glue together. It's infected my real life where I just see two things. I'm like, I could glue that together.
I saw a pile of like loose wood and stuff, and I'm like, shout outs to my boy Hudson out there, giving me construction equipment wherever I need it.
I didn't realize that was a real person you could meet in this game, and then I was starstruck.
Yeah, I've heard so much about you.
It's like you're the guy from the side. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think he was. He probably was in Breath of the Wild, like most of these characters were, but I don't remember any of the characters from Breath of the Wild.
I don't remember squat, but I do remember that it's time for the news. Jeff Grubb, news, news music.
I'm ready to talk about it right now. Let's take a look here. All right. Quicker show. My flight is at 6:30 a.m., so we're gonna get through this pretty quickly.
Oh, damn.
Twitch changed its rules, basically about advertising. Aswin Gold is out there saying, "Hey, everyone should boycott Twitch, or maybe even like leave the platform entirely." Creators are not liking it. The problem is that they are seemingly taking more of a firm grasp on how people can advertise on their platform. So a lot of times Twitch creators would do things like, hey, they would work with like Streamlabs, and Streamlabs would be like, hey, we can get you a sponsorship. All you got to do is put this bug on there and this browser source into your OBS, and it will have things pop up and take over the screen for moments at a time, every 10 minutes or something like that. And yeah, it's all great, and you're going to get a bunch of money for doing that, and everything worked just fine. Twitch is saying that most of that stuff is either not going to be allowed anymore or has to be drastically reduced. For example, logos on stream must be 3% or less of the overall screen.
There's a logo right next to me right now. I don't know if that's 3% or not.
Right, and it's like 3% seems like a very tiny portion of a screen. Like it's going to be like kind of minuscule, basically. The other thing is burned-in ads are no longer allowed. Guys, I don't really know exactly what that means. What is a burned-in ad?
So when you have like a pip pop up, or like a rotating slideshow, you know how some other podcasts will have like, this show's brought to you by our patrons, and then they'll have like, oh, we're sponsored also by Matthew's Best Cushions.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
So basically the burned-in ads that we just did.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so like
starting next month, we're not gonna be able to do that anymore.
For like the
next month, there's no more podcast.
For the Dave and Adam stuff, like when you have like a promo code pop up, right? Like during a segment.
Okay.
Stuff like that is considered a burnt-in ad.
So
I mean,
that seems really bad. This seems stupid. Yes, this seems. Backler, we were about to talk about this before, and I mentioned we're going to talk about it on the show, so maybe save it. And now here's your chance. You think this is them trying to take or put themselves in the middle of that, right? Getting their cut of advertising money, no matter where it's coming from.
Well, yeah, presumably this is a sort of like preemptive strike to push forward any kind of like internal partnerships and sales team that they want to promote on their platform. I mean, I guess always in the back of my mind assumed that one day they would handle sales of their own platform, and work directly with the creators. That's not me endorsing that. I'm just saying that seems like what that would be. That seems like this is a sign that is maybe what they are gearing up for. I don't know. This impacts pretty much every single person on the platform. So
these ads have scaled, right? Like there was a time when only the biggest streamers were getting sponsorships, and then that has really filtered down to where it's like these networks built like by Streamlabs or Stream Elements or a handful of other things. I've done one myself for a Factor where it's like, hey, we'll reach out to you. I'm like, and all you gotta do is put this stuff in there. And it was like, I don't have a huge following on Twitch. I was barely even streaming on there, but it's like, that was a nice little bag that I got for doing that. And it was really streamlined and very easy to do because there weren't any of these sort of regulations put in place by the platform. YouTube is still and has been pretty open about this stuff, right? YouTube is like doesn't really care. They're pretty hands off.
I don't know for sure, but I'll take your word for it. I think and there are some concessions, like you can still do like an offer code in the chat, right, if you wanted to, but obviously that's not as effective and nowhere near the same sort of thing, and it's not even like some sort of like concession. It's just like a measly kind of make good, which it does not fulfill the same, sort of ambition. So I don't know. I don't know how this goes. I'm thinking about a lot of like entities out there that that just rely on this specifically. I don't know. I think this is Twitch really betting on the dominance that their platform has and saying, you know what, we're the big fish in the pond and we have the clout to do this. That's me editorializing this strategy. But I don't know, man. There's only so much creators can sort of take and so many hits that they can take to their bottom line before a revolution starts. But yeah, I mean, like that's it in a nutshell, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this from our own workflow, and this is going to affect us dramatically, where I might feel compelled to, at least for the podcasts, to move it off of Twitch, specifically like the live streaming portion. But then I start thinking about, like, there are other streaming people like Summer Game Fest and Games Done Quick that have their sponsors flashing on the screen. Like,
100%.
Like, does that affect charity stuff? Do these rules apply to like these people streaming for charity? What about like for stuff during Extra Life where you have an Extra Life logo on screen, or like a donation counter for a specific hospital or an organization? Yeah. Does that count as an advertisement for someone?
I mean, like, I don't want to, I do not want to defend this move in any capacity. I'm sure things like that would be a loophole, like not a loophole, but like not fall within the regular, an exception, yes. But at the same time, like, I really, like you said, all these other sort of games done, like, there's so many, like I said, it affects every single creator, every single streamer. I don't know, hasn't Twitch like walked certain things back in the past, right? Like
here and there. I mean, but in recent times, they've mostly just been, no, we want our money. So my understanding is Twitch is not very profitable at all. So clearly, and I don't think that is some big revelation, because we can look at their behavior in the last year or so and see that they are willing to disrupt and upset and exploit their free workforce of Twitch creators to take more from them, get a bigger cut from them. And it's like the only reason they would be doing that is if they really thought they needed that money to continue to justify Twitch's existence under Amazon. And I think it can be almost that drastic. So they've laid off a bunch of people. They've done that shift to the split. They're doing this. They are increasing the price of Turbo, which is like the ad-free version that applies to all Twitch. Yeah, that's going from like $8 a month to $12 a month. So
50% increase on Turbo.
Yes, so it's all out, and I think that at some point along the way, they just they clearly. I think they were either coasting or not really, or they decided not to like double down on belief in expanding the creator base and having them grow the platform, and like, no, we got to make money now. And it's all it's doing is making the place a more rotten to spend time at.
And look, like someone in chat even spoke to a very sort of like specific insidery baseball kind of thing about like, even what we do, right? Where like, Twitch is a platform where you go to be seen, right? Like it is the accessibility that people enjoy.
But it's not even very good at that anymore.
I think
discoverability on YouTube has been better than Twitch.
Sure. Recently. I mean, look, but again, the point I'm making is like people turn to that platform historically because of that access, right? And, the more of a rotten place it becomes, what does that do in the long run? I don't know. Like, I'm surprised that like, obviously, you understand that like a business needs to be in the black, and you sort of like, slowly chip away at the luxuries or like the certain things that people enjoyed the platform for, and I just don't know how much more it can take. Don't know how much, and this seems like the most substantial offensive in a while. that has, in terms of like, obviously the rev splits changing the percentages was a big deal. And this just feels like a bit of a 1-2 punch that I'm just not sure what happens long term after this.
Yeah, we should stream to TikTok. That's what we should do.
Yeah, so we got to stream to TikTok for a substantial amount of time first before they let me connect a computer to it. So
is that how it works? I always wondered how it worked. Okay,
yeah.
Well, I could like add to Giant Bomb TikTok to my phone and just have it on every time we're doing.
Oh, did we lose it? Did I lose both of you guys? Huh? Oh no, everyone left me again. Uh-oh. Is this still going? Are y'all still going? Ah! All right. Everyone is... No, I think this is a Discord thing. Okay, folks, hold on one second. We're going to fix this. We're going to fix this. We're going to fade to black real quick. Haha, the internet cops did not, in fact, get us. I seized the boys back. I got the Jeffs back.
Yeah, our decoys worked. They just got our lookalikes, which, sorry to them, they will likely be facing a death sentence. But that's just our crimes.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. I do not wear any tinfoil hats.
You wear black caps
of
instead.
That dropout is weird. Anyway.
You just listen. Bezos is like, turn off that Amazon Web Services server right now. I don't care.
There can only be one Jeff.
That's that. We know that's not true. Eventually, we're all gonna get along with the Jeff parade.
Eventually, we all become Jeffs.
In the end, everything is Jeff.
Apple
is making a $3,500 mixed reality headset, and that seems like a lot of money for something like that.
Oh my god.
Yo, I'm not gonna say I'm down and I'm with it. That's too much money. That's way too much money. Apple, what is he doing? But if it went down to 500, I'd buy it.
Well, yeah, I would get one for 500 too, for sure.
If it's like a grand, maybe I'd think about it.
Yeah, if they knock 90% off it, I'd buy it.
It's a spatial computer, which is, I've written down here, that's the kind of name you come up with when you're trying to make an idiot feel better about spending $3,500. It's called the Apple Vision Pro officially. And it's just a HoloLens. It's just Microsoft HoloLens. It's literally all it is.
Where do you plug it in? Do you plug it into your phone, to your butt?
Your ass.
Bend over, I'll show you.
Yeah, it's right up your ass. Because you're going to want to be smelling your farts during this entire process.
I think it's plugging into a battery pack in those videos is probably what it is. Because
cool.
it is a standalone thing, but it's going to need that extra battery to last more than 90 minutes. It has 2-hour battery life, which means 90 minutes in reality. Because people aren't going to be doing the optimal battery settings.
Doesn't this feel like one of those concept cars that should have just been shown off and never fucking sold?
Yeah, but we're past that period. Because did you see that Dyson headphone / air purifier?
Yeah,
people are just making things now, man.
Yeah, but I do think this is a pretty surprising move by Apple, just because they haven't had a Gen 1 product in a really long time.
Yeah, this is their first new Gen 1 product since the Apple Watch, 10 years ago?
Was it not like AirPods?
I don't even if that's true, I don't think I count like earbuds as a gen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They didn't reinvent. You know what I mean? This is a brand new thing that there's none of in the market, right? For what they're trying to do, I guess.
It's definitely a category that they're not in, and they had previously made ear-wearing headphones before, even if they weren't wireless. But yeah, I mean, you're right. This is going to be them having to kick something off new. I could see why they and Mark Zuckerberg believe in the idea of eventually mixed reality future seems inevitable. Because I think it probably is inevitable. but just not on the scale on which they're acting like it is. But I guess you got to start somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part too, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, we're never going to have virtual reality or AR in a meaningful way or a part of our lives. Like, it seems like that future is unavoidable. But
I think it's kind of already happening a little bit on TikTok, where like those AI algorithmic filters that people use, like the bold glamour one, which is just an AI generated sort of instantly realized video layer that can go on top of you, and that's something that I think people are going to want to start applying that in real time in their real lives for all kinds of stuff. And it's like, I want to put skin packs on the world. It's something I've said before. I think that's really, really, as grim and dystopian as that sounds, like that's really going to happen. And people are really going to want to participate in that. And, but I just don't, the form factor of the device obviously is still the barrier there.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, until they are this, right? Until they are glasses like this, it's just not going to hit the apex that all of these things are, wanting to. And I think the problem is the messaging and the presumption of like, you need this clunky, goofy piece of shit because your life sucks without it. Like, that's the thing that I hate, right? Like, don't show me a photo of like a father interacting like some sort of like aquanaut with his kid's birthday party and like, this is the future. No, it's not, you psycho. That's not what's happening. No reasonable person is going to interact with their family like
unreasonable.
That.
I am unreasonable, and I wouldn't do that. I would feel weird.
So fucking stupid that they play it off. And I'm amazed that like the production even happened where like the whole set and crew was like not laughing at this poor schmuck attempting to be a normal person interacting with other people not wearing headsets. It's just, sure, like, don't get me, I'm a future perv, right? Like, I love futurism. I think that's great. I can't wait to see where humanity evolves. I mean, I was much more optimistic about it maybe in my teens than I am now in my 40s because now it's all dystopian instead of utopia. But either way, like, I love to see where we go. But like, forcing it down your throat in this way and have it just like, and pass it off like it's the next evolution of your computing that you're going to be able to buy next year, it's just so fucking stupid. I'm sorry, it's stupid.
The Apple tax has always been there, but boy, this feels egregious. Like the idea that their first gen thing, I'm 3,000. That is the price of like a used Buick. Like
they shouldn't have even shown the price. The showing the price is even more a slap in the face. And like, I just, I don't need, like, you're going to wear a headset for 2 hours and like browse the internet?
Do your work, do all your creative stuff. I mean, I like, just,
is that what you're going to do? You're going to not finish a 2 hour and 30-minute movie on a plane? Like, I mean, what are we doing?
Well, and they have, other companies have been looking at this stuff for a very long time. Magic Leap, billions of dollars invested in this, billions of dollars invested. Microsoft was doing HoloLens, and they were like, we cannot get this thing down to a size and scale and a comfort level and ergonomics that make it make sense, especially without having a huge battery pack hanging off your pocket. We already saw this thing has that battery pack. And so we are going to shift it from being a consumer product, and we're going to do, enterprise level stuff, and we'll sell it to the U.S. military, things like that. So it's like that's where they took that because it doesn't make sense. And like Magic Leap still is like hasn't done anything really with their products for consumers or for business, as far as I am aware. But these things have been happening for a long time, and now Apple's just like we're gonna go for it. And I suppose maybe Apple can solve some of those problems, but looking at it, and based on the information they provided, it doesn't seem like they are promising to have solved any of those problems. It's like it is a HoloLens. No, it is, and it's really just a HoloLens.
It's big, it's honking, it looks cumbersome, and like it's ski goggles. Like you have to wear ski goggles. And
but to me, listen, I've always wanted to wear ski goggles all the time. I never thought I could pull it off though.
We will get
my
there.
Digimon dreams. I'm so close.
Exactly.
It's completely reasonable to assume that we will get to a point where all this stuff is shrunken down, where it's like the most unintrusive, device that you could put on your body, right? Like, of course, but it's probably like 15, 20 years from now. Like I just, yeah. But like you said, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I watched Tested's video of it, and Norm seemed really high on it, and then I read Devendra Hardwar's a couple tweets about it, and it's enticing, but
Yep.
$3,500. Folks have pointed this out in the chat, though. Like, Apple did attach Pro to the front of this for the name, so like, hey, they're just gonna get some expensive beta testers and then release a much cheaper version a couple years down the line.
What is their cheap brand that because they have the iPod Lite, or what is it called? Or
Well,
not the iPod.
so they had your regular
Air.
Yeah.
Air.
They had a regular iPad, and then they went for the iPad Pro, right? And that's
Right.
one of the examples. And then like MacBook Pro, right? So
Right. And then the phone when they have the phone, it's like SE or something like that.
Yes.
Like, yeah. So.
Yes.
Yeah, they could do something along those lines. Sure. They will clearly release a more affordable version of this someday. They know that price is too high for most people. So I guess it's just a matter of do they stick with it long enough for that to matter? We'll see.
Or they're just trying to get a lot of people to sign up for Apple cards so they can just do financing.
Yeah, that's the real business that all these companies are in. Absolutely. Apple also said it was going to be more serious about games, and then I laughed at them.
And then who came out? Who came out, Grub?
Hideo Kojima came out. It's like, here, you can play Death Stranding 2. It's coming to Mac. I'm like, okay. All right. That's fine. I still don't believe you, Tim Apple.
If they weren't serious about it with Apple Arcade, right? Like they were serious in the beginning, right?
And they're still releasing stuff for Apple Arcade, but I know what you mean.
It just doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't feel important.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's it.
Meanwhile, also, MetaQuest 3 was also announced. It is a mere $500 for the 128 gigabyte storage version. It is launching this fall. Meta says it will continue to promise Quest 2, which it has also improved the performance of using image reconstruction techniques. But Quest 3 will have over twice the graphical performance of the Quest 2. I will probably stick with my Quest 2 for now, and then maybe get a Quest 3 if I start using my Quest 2 enough to justify upgrading. But a lot of people really like their Quest, so I think this is at the very least, they were right to go down the Quest line instead of following up the Oculus Rift, the desktop GP or the desktop VR headsets that they also had. It was smart to mostly abandon those and just stick with the Quest. I think this is the right path for them.
Agreed.
Square Enix is working on nailing down Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's release date. They said development is progressing smoothly and according to plan. We are currently working on nailing down a release date for the game. That's from Yoshinori Kitase. Last year, Square Enix said that the game would come next winter, but video game companies usually don't necessarily mean strict winter dates of December 21st through March 20th. A lot of times they say winter and it can mean early December. But that still gives them the flexibility of going into early next year, which they probably are going to do with the way they're talking about it, of still trying to nail down a date. That makes it feel like early next year at the earliest. So,
I want it now, though.
Yeah,
not right now, but
Final Fantasy 16's coming out first. Do you want to wait for that first,
no,
or would you rather just
boring.
jump to Rebirth?
Just give me the boys with the zippers and the big swords and the guy that's really concerned about where his daughter is.
Yep, that's completely fair. Let's see here. Nintendo added more games to Nintendo Switch Online. Blaster Master Enemy Below, Mystery Tower, which is a game that never came out in the United States, and kind of they got to give it a new name. Kirby Tilt and Tumble, which has the actual tilt controls built into it, so you can actually do that. It's something that's hard to emulate even. So this is pretty cool. And then Harvest Moon for the Super Nintendo, which I think is a very good addition. A lot of people say that they really like that Harvest Moon. I've never played it.
Dan is going wild because WarioWare Twisted can happen now.
Yes, well,
that's true.
They've mentioned previously that they were going to add some of these motion control games. I can't remember if that was Kirby Tilt and Tumble, but yes, WarioWare Twisted would be fantastic. I would love that, definitely. Diablo 4 is Blizzard's fastest selling game. The claim is based on the game's pre-launch unit sales, which came in at record levels on both console and PC. The game was officially released for PC, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS5, and PS4. But players who bought the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition were granted early access. But basically, the story is they released it on more platforms than ever before. There are more people playing games than ever before. And now this Diablo has sold faster than any other previous Blizzard game, which is pretty impressive because that's a very successful studio.
Yeah.
The company didn't reveal any specific numbers, like what that means. But they did say over 93 million hours of playtime, which accumulates to more than 10,000 years. So there you go. People have played 10,000 years worth of Diablo 4 already. And that was a record for an early access period for one of these games. Out of the UK to get around the CMA trying to block the deal between the two companies for the acquisition. Microsoft's VP, Brad Smith, I didn't write his name, I think it's Brad Smith, explicitly mentioned that is a potential strategy. Are we dead again?
No, we're back up on Twitch. We went down for a second.
No worries. Yeah, that is a potential strategy that they might employ of actually having Activision move out of the UK into another country in Europe. And then they would no longer be bound by the CMA's rules, and instead they could just release their games through a distributor who would have to then obey those rules in the UK. That would no longer affect Microsoft or Activision directly. That is something that seems extreme, but they've mentioned it, and it seems like it is on the table and something they might actually do because that $69 billion deal is worth it to them, I suppose. Seems pretty drastic, though.
This seems Microsoft and Blizzard Activision Blizzard seem like the most toxic couple I've ever met.
Right? Oh my
no,
God,
we're gonna keep making things happen, man. Yeah. We're meant to be together. We got this. And we're telling them,
just Thelma and Louising off the cliff. Absolutely, yes. Totally enabling one another.
God.
Finally, I have here a bunch of key 3 updates. We're here. Summer Game Fest is upon us. Wanted to mention a couple things and kind of get your guys' feelings on a couple things as well. Nintendo is dropping info about games on Twitter. So what does that mean for a Direct is my first big thing. Obviously, we just had those Nintendo Switch Online games announced. But they've also had stuff like Pikmin 4 got a new trailer where they showed off character customization. And they did that one like everybody 1-2 Switch last week. Do you guys think that they are planning a Direct or that they're skipping one and that's why we're getting these Twitter drops instead?
I think it would be weird if, well, I don't know. I could understand the 1-2 thing not being in the Direct, but the Pikmin trailer would probably be in a Direct, right?
Right. No, totally.
Yeah. That game's coming out in July. So, yeah, if there was going to be a Direct here in the next couple of weeks for a normal June Direct, yeah, I think it would have been in there.
But here's the other thing, too. Like, no one needs any events. No one needs anything. You just have to put out a tweet. Like, you really do just have to do that. And it's been like that for like 10 years now.
Yes.
You know?
And like, as much as like Nintendo is, like they always have a Direct in September. That stuff can change whenever. Yeah. They can roll with the punches however they need to. I'll like just early rumblings. I'll say that I'm hearing something's going to be in July next month. Whether that is a proper Direct or like a partner Direct or a third-party showcase Direct, however they want to frame it. A Direct Mini, I have no idea. But it seems like don't expect anything of that sort at least until next month, and if that even happens at all. But like I said, rumblings. It seems pretty likely that something could happen next month with Nintendo. Although a July Direct would be weird, but we'll see. Mm-hmm. Capcom is having a showcase Monday, July 12th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. They just announced this last night or the night before. It's a 36-minute showcase of news and updates on its latest games, says the tweet about it. We didn't know about this till just now, and I'm like, we should probably try to talk over that, right, if we can?
Oh, most definitely, because this is when they're going to make good for Mike Minotti and I and just give us a new Mega Man.
There it is.
That's right. Congrats.
Yeah, this is where it's happening.
There was a Mega Man game on that Capcom hack, which was not a leak. It was like an illegal hack, but we got some info from that years and years ago. And that was where we also learned about Dragon's Dogma 2, which is real. And now it's like a Rockman game. I suppose that the Mega Man game could have been one of those collections or maybe like a mobile game. But it did seem like it was supposed to be more than that. So maybe we do get a Mega Man game. That'd be pretty cool.
$1 million idea that I'm giving to you for free, Capcom. Here's what you do. You just take Hi-Fi Rush and you just call it Rockman. There you go.
Perfect. I love it. That would be very cool. I would like that.
Would be cool.
A rhythm Mega Man game. Xbox says it won't have much CG at its show. None of our this is coming from Aaron Greenberg, by the way. None of our first-party games in the show are full CG trailers. Everything is either in-game footage, in-engine footage, or in-game footage with some cinematics. Each of our trailers will be labeled so it is hopefully clear for our fans. This is nice to hear. I'm glad that they're planning to mostly move away from CG. I know that Jeff Keighley just did a roundtable with like fans like on a Twitter Spaces, and he talked about this where he's like, sometimes I'll get a CG trailer for a game I don't know about, and I don't know if it's going to be good, and I'm like, hey, could you like just at least put like 10 to 15 seconds of gameplay at the end of this? And he says whenever they do, it always makes things better. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good point, Keighley. So I'm glad that Microsoft's like, hey, we've had bad luck with CG in the past. We're going to try to avoid that. How do you guys feel about that?
I like the direction. It feels funny in the timing for them to say, yeah, we're not going to have any CG trailers. Don't worry, guys. It's all the game, all the time.
Right. That stuff could still be disappointing in other ways, for sure.
Of course. I mean,
I stay disappointed.
Uh-huh.
It's a bit of a catch-22, but also I think, I don't know. For me personally, and I guess it is like preferential, right? I would rather see gameplay, or I would rather see both.
Yeah.
Right. If we could figure out a way for both, like, I don't know. Look at how I guess Redfall was sort of debuted, and then the gameplay. So I don't know. I think there's a way to get the same kind of pop out of your gameplay montage that you can maybe do with a CG trailer. I think the message you don't intend to send when you do lead with a CG trailer is that we don't have anything to really show you, right?
Yeah.
And that's
right.
Whether or not, that is interpreted like, oh, is it not ready, or are you not proud of it, or whatever it is. I think you're always possibly better off erring on the side of like a gameplay montage.
Yeah. I'm all for that.
Me too. While we're talking about Xbox, I'll say that I am a little bit more confident than I was the last time I talked about it, about Fable actually being there. I know that, so they teased the potential of Fable being there, or at least people took it as a tease when there was a Twitter video of, oh, we're going to lead you to the Xbox showcase, and it's going to be a trail of glitter, and there's music that sounds like Fable. And I was like, oh, I would be surprised if it's there, because I know that game's had some issues, and it'd be kind of rude to the development team of like, hey, make us an asset while you're also dealing with all these fires you're got to put out. But sounds like they might actually have been able to get some stuff together. We'll see. I still don't know 100%, but I'm definitely much more confident about it being there than I was before. So that would be very cool. And also just like, okay, that's probably going to be like one of those in-engine footage games and not like gameplay, but even that's fine. I think that's totally okay.
I don't mean to offend anyone, but who cares about Fable?
Yeah, I'm not a huge Fable fan either.
Are you serious?
I never played Fable. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just curious either way. I'm not sure if you're just, having a goof here.
Well,
sad people in our chat say that they do care.
Okay, all right. That's all I wanted to know. I didn't mean any ill will by it.
It was a real question.
It was just like, does anyone care about Fable? Okay, people care about Fable.
Am I willing to share my beard?
Someone asked me if Fable.
Absolutely not.
What was that, Grub?
Someone asked if I was willing to shave my beard if Fable is not there, and absolutely not.
Oh, come on.
Absolutely not.
Haven't you taken enough?
We cannot leave any hair in the LA fandom office, okay? That's my one thing.
That's right.
Someone asked me if Fable is important. It's not important to me.
Wow. Nailed it. Well, listen, that just means I got a lot of work to do to convince you that it's once again important now for the first time ever.
I tried. Like, I still say every now and then I go around and I go, chicken chaser, like that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about Fable.
That's it. Every time I see, like, I have friends who will say that back to me. That's just like an inside joke. We're just like, hello, chicken chaser. And that's it.
Are they pirates in this game? Is it called Fable because it's like Shrek?
No, they're like little farm people.
Oh.
And they live in like a fantasy land. That's what I remember of my time with Fable.
Shouts out to y'all if you enjoy Fable.
Yeah, like you're allowed to enjoy Fable. Seems like you might be wrong.
The On Rails Connect game. I listen. I didn't sign any wall. I'm allowed to say it's on Rails. All right, let's see here. Ubisoft is teasing a mystery game. Basically, they're doing their showcase. They did a video, and in the video, like, oh, it's going to have the crew that we talked about before, the Crew Motorfest, and blah, 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 and this and that. And then it ended with, like, the people who were watching the showcase inside the video looking at a screen that had a shimmery sheet that was gold and red or whatever. And then they're like, wait, what is that? So they're teasing some other game. Does anyone here have any ideas? My only real guess is it's that Star Wars game. But that would be a lot because Avatar is from the same team, and it'd be like surprising if they had both games this year.
Grow Home 3.
I love that. I love that guess because I would really like that because those Grow Home games are solid.
Wait, is there a Grow Home 2?
They called it something else, Grow Home and something else, but I can't remember. Grome 3. Shut up, Winship.
Yep, Jan Garome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like a franchise from them that like has been dormant.
I mean,
Rayman.
Splinter Cell's the one that we. Oh, Rayman is that would
Rayman.
rule. Rayman would be very cool.
Ooh. That'd be sick.
I'd like that.
I'd like that.
I'd like that a lot. I hope it. Honestly, now I hope it's Rayman. A 3D Rayman platformer again. Yeah, that would be great.
I just need the It's Always Sunny crew to just sing it in.
Oh, have them just be like,
Rayman, Master of the Nightman. Okay. That does it for the news. That's all of it. I'm all settled there. I'm handing the show back over to you, Jan.
Well, I'm gonna need to take a quick breaky break, and we'll be right back with maybe one email and an obscene amount of shout-outs. I do this to myself each week.
Yep.
We'll see you guys in a bit.
Cut them off.
Welcome back to the Giant Bombcast. It's time for the emails. Bombcast at Giant Bomb is the email address to send your emails to. We read them. It goes to all three of us. I enjoy reading them, and they're great. Time-wise, though, we only have time for maybe 2 emails today. First email comes from Paul and Bacalar. This is directed to you. Paul writes in with a 4-part apology.
What? That many apologies for me?
Dear Bombers, a while back I sent an email to the Bombcast where I suggested that Jeff Bacalar could play a convincing Imperial officer in Star Wars.
Oh.
While Jeff took this in good humor, I feel it's important to clarify. I was not trying to imply that Jeff has any space Nazi-like tendencies. He seems like a perfectly nice person that would never, ever willingly participate in the destruction of Alderaan.
What's that? A planet? It's like a planet?
Oh, my God. I was only, of course, making fun of the fact that he... Not nerd!
You were in my office. You seen how many keyboards are in here, okay? You just gotta pick your lane.
Making fun of the fact that he lives in New Jersey. As someone that lives in a commonwealth that borders the Garden State, I have particular feelings about New Jersey. The following things factored into my thinking. The Death Star trash compactor. The Death Star trash compactor is a smelly, wet pit full of garbage that is apparently the permanent home to oddball monsters. To me, this screams New Jersey. In fact, we got a timeout called.
I'm so sick of this trope.
You know what though? I think you got to lean harder into it because clearly it's a played out joke, but
it's like
I think now that I hear it every time I hear it, I'm like, no, it's still funny.
It's like if you got your impression of a house by sticking your head in one of the toilets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, listen, you live in a really nice town. I really like that town that you're in, Bacalar. It was cool. Yes, absolutely. I would totally live there. And I didn't see almost any trash.
No, it was very clean.
Well, I was here, right? Exactly.
Yes, gotcha. Yeah.
Got him. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's okay. Continue. Sorry, Jan.
New Jersey fashion. Since no one in Star Wars wears gold chains and Misfits t-shirts, my thinking in this area was instead informed by the distinctive look of New Jersey State Troopers. I've attached some images, but for those of you trying to picture what they look like, just imagine the uniform someone that has just successfully invaded France.
I'm not going to defend cops, so how about it?
3, bureaucracy. A consistent theme in Star Wars is the Empire employs multiple levels of overlapping bureaucracy that the scrappy rebellion is able to exploit. This too reminds me of New Jersey. Though I can't prove it, I wouldn't be surprised if the vulnerable exhaust port on the original Death Star is somehow related to the fact that no one in the Galactic Empire is allowed to pump their own gas.
That's pretty good.
Hopefully,
So you like, is that not like just like a city limits thing? Like you're not allowed to pump your gas in the state of New Jersey?
Yeah, you can't pump your own gas.
right.
You know, you know what? Come dead of winter, you're like, this is not bad. I'll
Sure.
take this.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
But hey, I haven't been to a gas station in half a year. So,
That's true. That's
brag
fair.
about it. Why
There
don't you?
go. All right.
you know.
Hopefully, you now understand my thinking behind casting Jeff, a New Jersey resident, as an Imperial officer. I also hope this explanation smooths any unintentionally ruffled feathers. Sincerely, Paul from Philadelphia.
Oh no! At the very end, that's when you admit where you're from. Well, look, don't feel bad about that. Philadelphia has taken over all of South Jersey, so like you can have that.
There we go.
Like, it's yours. Take it.
All right, one more email, also related to Star Wars castings. I think this may be more agreeable for everyone.
Okay.
Hey, Bombers. Want to quickly revisit the whole Giant Bomb as Star Wars characters convo in light of Backlar's dissatisfaction with his characterization as a space Nazi.
Yeah. Oh, people are acting like I had no reason to be dissatisfied with being compared to like a gray space Nazi.
He seems to be like suggesting like, no, that's fair. Let's.
Yeah,
he's got other ideas.
yeah,
We all agree
this is
that
a
was a
different guy.
reasonable comparison. Yeah.
I humbly submit Bacalar as Admiral Akbar.
Yeah, of course.
Can't explain why. It's just vibes.
Because you got fish vibes, and Akbar is the letters in Bacalar, basically.
Okay, maybe that's where it comes
Oh,
from.
that's
Hopefully.
good. That's good. Although you do, you have to also consider Jeff Bacalar as Chewbacca because Chew Bacalar is also too good of a name to pass.
That's true. That's really good.
Yeah, that was a high school thing for sure.
And my heart says that Jan would be Jando Calrissian. And then they attached to Photoshop. It's great. Hopefully Jeff is more satisfied with this depiction. You guys are great. Much love, Pat. Hey, I'll take.
Being honest, I'll stick with the Nazi.
I'll take Jando Calrissian, baby.
Dude, what is it? Okay, I mean,
Do you have Star Wars questions?
no, I don't have Star Wars.
If you
questions.
do, we could phone in an expert who's sitting at the Disney World or Disneyland Star Wars land right now. He just posted a picture of himself on Twitter. Mike Minotti's in the bar as we speak of Star Wars Adventure Island or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah,
it's
out
so
there.
good though. That place is so well done.
I've never been. I want to go so bad.
He's setting the record straight out there for me. So thank you for doing the
there
good
you go.
work.
We should
out
go to a
there,
theme
Mike.
park again. That was fun.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a good idea.
That about does it for emails. Once again, you can send your emails to bombcast@giantbomb.com. I love and appreciate all of the emails. And now I've done this to myself. We've got to the shout outs. Shout outs. We got to keep this quick because we got to end the show soon. Move your cursors, everyone. Yo, they're called Remap Radio now. Rebecca, David loves you. Daniel for showing the world what a moist Dan looks like. Shout out to Grub. A cup of cummies in the big time entities. Fuck you, nose. RoboCop Travelogue. Shout Jan got DSLs. I'm almost done with Zelda Tonki. Life can return to me. The Tonki never ends. 8-bit due for shaking it like a shake weight. I am Gundam. Cammy's ass is back. Okay, just like money in the banana stand, there's always sale at the dispensary. AV1 encoding, JAV encoding, WebP, APNG, AVIF are good formats actually. The greatest shonen, Naruto. New pre-show jams. Having a blast at a Carly Rae concert. Fun AF. Call me maybe? Can a face work a shoot or does a heel shoot a work? Gollum 2 will get it right. You'll see. Being horny for JRPGs. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me. Butt Crack Mafia V2 for life. Step on me, Mommy Lilith. Spider Link, a link to the Hyrule verse. Fuck you, Jeremy Smith. I, Jan Machoa, sponsor NFTs and crypto. Buy Jancoin. Robo Mitch powered by NZXT. Southwest is the best. JetBlue for life. Oh, I gotta check into a flight soon. Will Grub's gimmicks know that a floppy disk is? Final Fantasy 9 is the best Final Fantasies. T-Nick Road Hot Bagels in Jersey. Treasury bill auctions, federally tax only. Let me Google that for you.com. The Witch of Mercury. Does Jan know Cyril Sneer is? Run with us. Grub for booking them. Guess a key. 3M and Bay for hanging and clanging. New shirt for Giant Bomb Store. Buy it or they'll fire Mitch. Where hast thou been? Funny. FOMO, fear of mitching out. Diablo, the game versus Diablo sauce from Taco Bell. Who wins? Wait, okay, god dang it. If necromancing dead people is wrong, I don't want to be right. Beans. Just a hunk of burning chub. The dude at Waterworld that worked Dan into a chute soaked him the hard way. Beans. Get your bean shirts here, Apple. Mitch's favorite. I gotta fucking. Oh, there's too many.
There's
you
like
gotta
another page.
lock it.
Hold on. Did I check in? I need to check into my flight.
Yeah, check into your flight right now. You don't want to go Group C.
You're not going to get locked out of your flight.
I can take over. I can read these while you check over your flight.
We're almost there. Get your bean shirts here. Apple, Mitch's favorite fruit, Rat Frem Halo, Tempte Tony, Macaroni Pie, Steiner Math, Depeche Chad, Seth Rollins Split Pants, More Beans, Comic Sans, MS, Bam Bowen. What's this? Where's the season of 2 MacGruber? Peacock? Where's MacGruber? Please, Capcom remake Code Veronica. You cowards. What is the point in NASCAR just going round and round in circles? The gays, Happy Pride Month. The gays from Cyclops. The NBs, Happy Pride Month. The NBs, New Balance shoes, comfortable and stylish. The Transes, Happy Pride Month. Proton developers, Mr. Face, never wrong. Zangief's armor. Happy birthday, Des, from Alex. Remap Radio. Fuck capitalism, go home. Ahegao eyes on the Apple Vision Pro. Hail Satan, hail Satan, hail Santa, hail good. Fanta. Want a Fanta? Pull over, that ass is too fat. Whoop, whoop. 37 snakes is too many snakes. Good luck at butt doctor, sweetheart. You too. I pluck figs. I'm a fig plucker, son. I'll pluck figs till the fig plucking's done. Call me Ryder. Common Rider. I'm the child of the sun, protector of all living things. Common Rider Black RX. Hot cheese cups. Bacalar hates stepdads. Farticles, Pim Farticles, Patwick Quepic, Uwu, and Remap Crew, Ugu, Taylor Swift and Matt Healy broke up. No way Janet's going to read 4 pages of this shit. Surprise, motherfuckers. I did read all of it. We love you, Jan. We lust you, Jan. Why is this so fucking going? We trust you, Jan. We stand you, Jan. Grub is okay. What Jan does in Vision Pro stays in Vision Professional. Vision Unpro Fridays. Jay-Z's retirement pension. Everyone left me again. Fable 1 and 2. Definitely not Fable 2 or 3. Fable 2 is the good one. Weekly self-flagellation to the state. Call themselves Commonwealth, a baby's handful of show. Raymond returns. This is the last shot. Pick a top tier. Psyche. Stop, you monster. Check into your flight. The Chode Perdition. Chode Foster. Mad Max Fury. Chode Sad.
No,
Sex. Chode Warrior. Is this the end? Gotta go. All right, we're done. I'm so tired. Folks.
I was in there writing "stop it, no more," and people are in there deleting me writing that.
Yeah, like I love this, I do, but you have to lock it.
No,
you absolutely have to.
I'm gonna start making you guys do
because
it.
of this.
No, I still got a minute. I still got a minute to check in to Southwest. I can't be boarding Group C. I need to be A or top B at least.
Top of B.
Jeff, what do we got going on this week while I panically refresh this?
Your flight. So Summer Game Fest, we are going to be talking over everything. Not everything. We're going to do, Summer Game Fest proper. Jeff Keighley's Key 3 on Thursday at noon Pacific time. That'll be like really when we're kicking off stuff. We'll talk over that. Then on Friday, we're going to be busy with stuff until the night shows, which you should come over to giantbomb.com or follow us on YouTube or Twitch. And starting at 6 p.m. Pacific time, going into the night, we're going to be having segments with a lot of cool people.
Yes.
There's going to, hey, you got it? All right.
Group A, baby.
Yeah, let's go. All right. That's fantastic. Night 1, we will have people like, let's see here, Jason Schreier, Tim Geddes, Greg Miller, John Drake, Brandon Sheffield, Jeanette Garcia, Sarah Podzorski, Blessing Adeoye Jr., Skill Up and the Completionist and Jake Baldino. Bunch of cool people are going to come hang out. That's going to be night 1. That's Friday. Tune in for all that. And then we'll continue through the weekend doing night shows. It's going to be a really good time. So don't miss out. Probably the big one if you really don't want to miss. We'll talk to Phil and Matt Booty at 8 p.m. on Sunday night. So look out for that. That's going to be a really good conversation. Really looking forward to that. But other than that, we're traveling. We're going to be busy. We'll have stuff up when it goes up.
Yes. No dump truck this week. No UPF this week. There will be a Jeff's, I believe. Correct, Jeff?
Yeah. Tomorrow is the season finale of Stardust Crusaders. We have reached Dio. We have defeated Dio. And
congratulations.
Thank you. It was tough. And if you're at all curious about the future of our show and where we're going to go next, you might want to tune into this one. That'll be up first thing in the morning tomorrow, Wednesday.
Lovely. Also,
we got a PIF going up, right?
Yes, we got a Play It Forward coming up. Jeff's isn't the only show that reached its season finale because Play It Forward, Michael Thornton, spoilers, folks, has reached the end of his journey.
We did it.
We did it. We done did it.
Congrats.
Somehow we did it. We all did
You
it.
have to see it too.
I
'cause
can't wait.
Uh,
I'm so glad I never have
took
to
a
play
lot
that
of
game ever
expert
again.
gameplay.
We should do a spoiler cast maybe or something.
Well, that would be fun if we all try to explain the story from all like our limited point of view.
Oh God, I just wish I got to see that jacket one more time.
I know. I really am
One
gonna
more
miss
time.
it.
Also, finally, Hey, We're City Walking Here is finally out. The second part
Hell
of
yeah.
our time at
Yeah, it was
Universal.
really
Great job,
good, Jan.
Thank you,
Great
gents.
job.
That is finally out. It is great. Yes, we should do a spoiler cast, but it's all recorded individually. If you've ever wanted to see Dan Reichert get sprayed with a bunch of water,
So satisfying.
For
Merry
like a
Christmas
minute
to you.
straight.
It's
Yes,
so
it's
satisfying.
incredible.
Yes. Also, don't forget, we got a new shirt on the Giant Bomb store. Welcome to Giant Bomb. Where have you been? It's never gonna not get a pop from me. It's great. Love it. And we will see you later this week for Summer Game Fest. And,
Yeah, we will.
A pre-recorded episode of the Giant Bomb cast. We'll see you. We'll see you. And place your wet bets for Summer Game Fest now.
Okay. Well.
Two, one.